For challenge number 18, we will focus on creating impression in a painting or in a sketch. You might be familiar with the famous Impressionism artists like Monet and Van Gogh, as you can see in the painting here. And they were actually known for creating everyday things, or to paint everyday things like a garden or a bridge, flowers, as you can see here with Van Gogh, you know, the chair and table and things like that. Here is another painting that represents Impressionism, or that creates an impression. Some characteristics of creating an impression is to layer the paint. You can see it in this picture how it was built up. The picture was built up with brush strokes or with using a palette knife and creating layers. There wasn't a lot of mixing necessarily happening on the canvas. This creates a more loose but vibrant effect. Because of this technique, you can also see the strokes. So the strokes are very visible, which contribute to this effect, creating this impression. Like I said, you don't necessarily have a lot of precise detail, but the composition of the strokes and the paint create the picture and create the effect and the impression that comes with it. There's definitely life and vibrancy in it. And the last thing that we talk about is the role light plays in these kind of paintings, because light has been very important for these artists. Impressionism artists often used or painted small pictures using small canvases, so that they can actually paint the same object but in different forms of light. So the importance is depicting the light, how it shines on an object or reflects, and then also how it changes. That means that artists would, like I said, create small pictures using on small canvases, and they will paint the same object in the morning light, in the middle of the day, and when the sun sets, and see how the light changes on the object. So that could be a possible challenge for you as well, painting the same object but in different times of the day, and see how the light reacts on these objects and how the light changes. That has been a very important part of creating an impression of this object and of this artistic style of Impressionism. So that would be your challenge, to create visible strokes, to layer the paint, and to focus on the effect of light on an object or on the water, or how it creates an effect in general. And that is your challenge.